Live from the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Now on KPIX 5, it's the home opener for the Golden State Warriors. Tonight, the reigning NBA champs open the regular season against the LA Lakers at 7. Good afternoon, I'm Elizabeth Cook.
And I'm Brian Yamamoto. Lots to look forward to tonight. Klay Thompson is healthy. James Weissman is back in the mix. Fans are paying good money to be in the stands.
Yes, they are. And KPIX 5's Jocelyn Moran caught up with one family who wants to take part in all the fun, but they say high prices have literally boxed them out.
Jordan Poole's over here. I already have a jersey, though.
Maddie is a big Warriors fan and an even bigger Jordan Poole fan.
He's just cute, and he has a good personality, and he's a good player.
She and her mom, Sandy, are in town because Maddie participated in the Warriors Academy basketball camp. They came all the way from Indiana.
We're both on fall break. I'm like, why not? Let's just do it. And so we booked a flight, not that we have the money for it or anything, but I made it happen for us. I've been saving up some money.
Mom, look, here's our shorts they play in.
Now, although they're in town in time for the season opener, they can relate to many fans.
We'd like to go, but it's very, very expensive, and I can't even find any tickets that I can afford because I spent all my money on everything else.
I'm just grateful I got to come here.
We're grateful for that. And
we took a look at the secondary market. The cheapest tickets you're looking at on StubHub are around $240, and that's without the fees in addition to that. Other sites have tickets that are around the same price too. So for many diehard fans, these prices are just out of reach. Still, these two are ready to show their support in other ways.
We got to get our gear. We got to get our gear. We hope to see the Warriors play sometime because she really wants to see Jordan Poole. She'd like to meet Jordan Poole.
Well, this will be the fourth ring night for the Dubs since 2015, but for 5 players, it will be their first.
I'm thinking about ring night. Yeah, I think about it. Oh, for sure.
I kind of forgot about it. I really did.
But you know, tonight will be nothing new for head coach Steve Kerr. It will be his 9th career ring night as player and a coach, the 4th with the Dubs. So we wanted to know, does he have a favorite?
I don't, actually. Who's your favorite child? I don't know. Yeah, Maddie's mine. So, yeah, it's a bad analogy.
A Fan Fest starts at Chase Center at 4:30 this afternoon. Fans could also watch the game on the big screens just outside the arena at Thrive City.
And meteorologist Darren Peck is here to tell us if the weather's going to cooperate for Fan Fest.
It will. We're going to have a few high clouds, so it may not be as blue sky as that looks, but we won't be dealing with fog. And this is potentially going to be the first day where the city has a chance to make it to 70. Right around 4 in the afternoon is when that would happen. And Fan Fest is going to happen outside Chase Center at 4:30. So if you're going to that, it should be real nice. You know, you always need to go in layers anytime you're doing anything in the Bay. And by 10 o'clock, when you step out, you'll want some jackets or sweater. We'll be in the low 60s by then. That covers the Warriors and Fan Fest. That's this day on a live view from the top of the Salesforce Tower. Now you can see all those clouds, high clouds, not marine layer. We're already near 80 in Concord. We started a warm-up today. We're going to finish it tomorrow in pretty impressive fashion. I'll show you how high the numbers are going to go, guys. See you in a bit.
All right. Thanks, Darren. Today, a suspect in a string of homicides will be arraigned in Stockton. 43-year-old Wesley Brownlee faces murder charges after he was arrested on Saturday. Police say he killed at least 6 people, including 5 this year in Stockton and 1 last year in Oakland. Police say so far the shootings appear to be random. They also say he may have been looking for another victim when they caught him. Governor Newsom plans to call an end to California's COVID state of emergency at the end of February. Bay Area health officials are urging people to get boosted before then. But as Sarah Donchi reports, COVID fatigue appears to be setting in.
I don't think I'm going to get the Omicron one.
Pembe of San Bruno was partially boosted 6 months ago, but she says she's done getting shots for now. She just isn't as concerned as she once was.
So when it came out, it was very scary. Everybody was locked down. And now, so of course I got scared and I followed because so many people lost their life for that.
But now?
So now, I think I will be okay.
It appears she's not alone. The CDC estimates just 1 in 10 people have gotten the updated booster. Santa Clara County Public Health Director Dr. Sarah Cody says she understands the exhaustion, but insists the bivalent booster shouldn't be an afterthought.
I want to just address a question head on. And that question is, do I really need it? Do I really need this bivalent fall booster? And to cut to the conclusion, yes, you do.
The CDC gave the green light to the updated Pfizer and Moderna shots last month, which are tailored to fight Omicron subvariants and the original COVID strain. But it seems many here and across the country just aren't jumping at the chance to get it.
What we've seen so far is a very slow and sluggish uptake of these boosters. In fact, among those who are eligible, just 11% of people living in our county have gotten their booster shot.
With Omicron subvariants spreading quickly across the U.S., Dr. Cody pointed to the updated booster as a way to keep people out of the hospital and even reduce the risk of long COVID.
This needs to be a habit that we get into of incorporating these COVID protections into our lives, and getting the bivalent booster will make it much easier to resume our lives, particularly during the holidays.
But for some, like Pembe, the new booster just isn't a priority.
I mean, I don't want to get every 6 months shots.
Sarah Donchi, KPIX 5.
In the East Bay, a number of community groups are celebrating a way to hold on to money for housing in Antioch through a rent control ordinance. Last month, the city council narrowly approved a new rules that cap annual rent increases at 3% or 60% of the Bay Area's consumer price index, whichever number is lower. Advocates say the new rules will keep people off the streets. The ordinance also limits landlords to just one rent increase every 12 months. Well, the latest census numbers are shining more light on the Bay Area exodus. The San Francisco region leads the nation in the number of people fleeing the big city since the pandemic. But as KPIX 5's John Ramos reports, it's who is leaving that can have an impact on all of us.
With the cost of living in the Bay Area, it's not surprising that some people have been pushed out of the area. But now the latest data shows that even those who can afford it are also choosing to leave. The problem is they're taking their money with them. It was one of those days when you wonder why anyone would want to leave San Francisco. But that's exactly what's happening. A new census data study shows in 2021, the SF metro area lost 2.5% of its population. 116,000 people just packed up and left. It's happened before, but usually with low-income people being priced out of the area.
Now these moves appear to be higher income folks working remotely sometimes, moving to places like Austin or Atlanta or Nashville or Denver, lower cost places.
Jeff Belisario watches economic trends for the Bay Area Council and says about half of all workers in the area have a computer-based job, and the pandemic taught them they could do it anywhere, which could spell trouble for urban downtowns.
You're seeing fewer workers today by the thousands in San Francisco, in Oakland, so any retail, barber shop, gym, florist that was serving that office economy has really struggled and is going to have a very tough time coming back.
I don't see it. There aren't less people on the roads. The economy seems to be doing fine.
It may not be obvious, but when wealthy people leave, it can affect us all. Last year's exodus caused the median household income in the Bay Area to drop 4.6%. Dave Vaughton with the Association of Bay Area Governments, or ABAG, says the decrease in income tax revenue could put the brakes on the state's efforts to support the homeless or build housing.
While there were big surpluses in Sacramento that allowed for a lot of much needed investment in the past year, that may not continue in the next few years, and it's going to mean tougher decisions about how we tackle those priorities with less money.
He says the city's struggles with homelessness, drug addiction, and blight have caused even those who can afford the high rents to question if it's worth it.
We're at the peak in terms of unaffordability, and those other challenges have become more difficult as well.
San Francisco will never be a cheap place to live, but improving some of its social woes could convince affluent workers to return. Of course, one summer in Austin or a winter in Denver may change a few minds as well. In San Francisco, John Ramos, KPIX 5.
A survey taken in 2021 found that nearly 8% of people in San Francisco metro area plan to move to a different city in the next year. That's the highest percentage of any metro area in the country.